So, let me speak about this. And this isn't about no particular, it's just a normal everyday drop. It just so happened to be about bitch ass niggas and weak ass women, right? So it's not to get no back and forth. I'm not talking about nobody in particular, so there's no need to respond because I'm not going to respond back, you know. But it's just my disdain for them, right? Um, I can't stand their ass. Oh, God. Listen, right? I look at our history. We had men like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers and some of the leaders that was back before our day that stood for something, right? Now, I come from a family that stand for things, male and female, right? So they always raise us to be strong. Like, I don't need to again, but I'm gonna call my cousin and he could go back over some of the things that he was told as a youngster. Same things that we were told, right? Several years ahead of him, right? Almost about 20, something like that. So, and I watched them. Like if the men or women showed any crack in the armor, and that crack came by the way of being a bitch ass nigga or weak ass woman, baby, when I tell you, you got it. You understand what I'm saying? They read your ass and damn near put hands on you. Oh my gosh. Like the men, like I don't know if y'all have uncles or something that, first of all, I don't know if y'all have come from a family who's particular about the friends you bring around and the people you date and all of that. They on everybody's case. They ask them more questions than you do. Okay, they be looking at them. They don't be worrying about doxing them. They be listening here, ask your ass a whole bunch of questions, right? Because you family, you truly is family, right? And family doesn't necessarily have to be by blood relation. So, but and it's a lot of ways and mannerisms and things of that nature that I got from them, right? Both sides. But mainly my mother's side, some on my father's side, and then a few things from the extra daddy, right? So, but nonetheless, everybody's pretty much on the same level, right? So we don't normally produce like no weak ass women. You understand what I'm saying? Because any shit like that, oh my gosh, baby, any kind of weakness. Like, you gonna stand up to the man, you gonna definitely stand up for yourself, you gonna fucking stand up. And my aunts and stuff like that, oh, I had one aunt, she shot at her kid. He came there acting like he wasn't gonna, okay, shot right at his ass. Like, what? and then act like she's the Queen of England. Makeup, wig, what? Shot right at his ass, right? So it is so funny, man. We may rah-rah with each other, but we were band together and rah-rah with your ass. Shit like that. But It's not a whole bunch of rah-rah and hit each other, whatever, but when, if we do, it can go down. But you definitely better not come talking that smack about one of us. But anyway, and I guess I got it. I inherit such a, when I see a bitch ass nigga or weak ass woman. And then my environments, they also had a problem with those type of people. So I know, like, a lot of women will fall into the traps that women that we see being paraded in the Diddy trial and so on and so forth, and trials from the past, right? I can't see myself ever being like that, because if I wanted to be submissive and do whatever to a man that has power, I could have done that several times. You understand what I'm saying? I could have done that several times. Luckily, the ones that I did, join, they respected the type of woman I was, so I didn't have to deal with that type of stuff, right? I didn't have to deal with that. They weren't expecting me to do all of that, be a damn fool. Right? And I told you, sometimes on the quest for love, these women turn into whores. They do any and every goddamn thing to do what? To please them. To be a pig. Right? So, but that wasn't the situation. The case with me, I wasn't finna do all this crazy shit. And like, are you crazy? I tell you, when that boy asked me to step on his thing, I was like, I did it because, ain't nothing but a little, what's wrong with a little wildness. It wasn't hurting me. It was his thing. I didn't mind. If he didn't care I was wearing a size 11, I don't know what, I don't know. Then I had some weight on me, so I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway, but, it's just something I don't like. I don't like no, and I say it all the time, and I've said it several times. For me to fuck with you, gotta be a man stronger than me. You can't be weaker than me. That don't work. That don't work. I don't want no lip service. I don't want none of that shit. I want action. And I'm definitely not going to be around people who sacrifice me for whatever reason. For if you sacrifice people, it could be male or female, whatever, for the smallest shit, when the largest shit come, oh shit. Oh, your ass is gonna feed your ass to the goddamn sharks to say their own ass. Yeah. Who does that? But then they want to be respected as men. But then they get confused and they get cussed out. I don't get it. I have no respect for no bullshit. I watch everything. I watch how you treat others. Because it's just a precursor how you going to possibly treat my black ass. And anybody else that me, nope. Nah, Charlie. That shit there is just don't sell. It don't sell, honey. It don't sell. And I ain't gonna hold you. I have never, ever been in no shit like that. No, but everybody I know, and knocking the motherfucker out is not a testimony that you are not a bitch ass nigga. That's one. Knocking a motherfucker out doesn't mean that you ain't a bitch ass nigga. That's not what I'm saying. Your actions, your behavior, how you move, who you move with. Like, And then the weak ass women, oh my God. I see why y'all get them be in cults and shit like that. It just, what? Now, I can say that there are some people that just due to people being con artists and manipulators and people that brainwash like Jim Jones and all of that, they will get those people in, and it's not sometimes necessary due to them being weak or whatever. Sometimes they want to be belong to something, or their belief in God and so on and so forth, right? They want a deeper connection, and sometimes they buy what a person is selling, right? But when you see oh God, child, bitch ass niggas, honey, I can't. It's like, and a weak ass woman. I told you that day, we was in that pool, and I had that baller maker, so shit was spinning, and that girl came down there and told this girl Shauna that this Shauna was with us. She told that girl, because she was with Shauna's estranged husband, and he had their kids. And she came down there and said, if you want to see your kids, you're going to have to come through us. And Shauna up there looking crazy. So that girl that I saved from the fire, her mama, jumped out that pool and slapped Shauna and said, don't you ever let nobody talk to you like that. Shauna cried. Ooh. She just crying her ass off. Baby, when I tell you, when we jumped out that pool, we chased him and them guys. Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, what? I remember I used to be hell on wheels, literally. But that's crazy. True story. Don't let me get the girl on here. True story. I can't. It's just, I mean, it's like, child. And I don't understand. Like, it does that. They always talk about they can't, about parenting because they had a lack of a male in the home, and maybe that's the reason why, that they always use that sometimes, because when they start talking about child support and all of that. Well, it's being a bitch ass nigga. Is that due to lack of a father figure at the house? I don't think so. Because suppose if your father isn't there in your life, maybe he too is a bitch ass nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe if he was at the house with his bitch ass nigga tendencies, your ass would probably be more of a bitch ass nigga. I don't know. And what is that? What constitutes a weak ass woman? Where you get that from? Ain't the want to be with nothing should turn you into some shit to where you gonna have questions for the rest of your goddamn life. Like, come on, questioning your motives and what you did, this and that, whatever. I'm like, good Lord. You have some men that's how women get on drugs. I'm not saying that's always, but that's how a lot of women get on drugs. Women turning tricks and shit. all that type of stuff. Like what? Ain't a bill that's due gonna make me go out there and sell no ass. Sure. I'm just saying. So, yeah, but that's just my. I know you heard my friend. We was talking about how bad I hate them bitch ass niggas. I do. I be like, oh God. Ugh. And what kill me, they don't stop being bitch ass niggas and weak ass women. They know that people look at you, see you being a bitch ass nigga and you continue to do it. I be like, oh, I want somebody to beat your ass. Oh, beat it at you. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know. But it's weird to me. It's weird. I don't keep that kind of company. You know, I probably had, of course I would have few women that are more weaker women. Weaker women. Probably have more weaker women than I don't fuck with a bitch ass nigga. I'm just trying to tell you. I see you bitch ass nigga, baby. And don't let the motherfucking goddamn suits and degrees and the uppiness and all of that whatever fool you about them folk. Some of them folks I hang with, they would take them off and they'd be batted, or they would read your ass in that 3-piece. They have no problems doing it. They be dead ass serious about it. Dead ass, like, I don't know. Maybe is there a cure for it? I don't know. But hopefully, like, because in being a bitch ass nigga and a weak ass woman, that breeds followers. Like, what? Like, follow them all into the goddamn burning fire. No, it's telling that it was a woman that tried to free slaves and shit like that. It's telling. It's a woman that stood up for a lot of things, right? Stand up for a lot of men's rights. Things of that nature. It's just telling. So, I'm always. I'm never gonna edit myself again. I'm never gonna abbreviate I'm never doing none of that. Not unless I feel like it's absolutely necessary. I've always been a person to share my motherfucking mind, my thoughts, even when nobody ain't asking my black ass. Well, a lot of times people ask me, what you thinking, whatever, right? But, yeah, that's just crazy. Shit. I don't know. Most of us don't live a traditional life. So, you're in a relationship with somebody, they already know the food is not going to be on the table every day. And all of that, and all that other shit. And they be fine with it. Because that's when you have to get somebody custom made for you. That's what I'm saying. Perfect. Yep. I like perfect people, honey. Perfect people.